Jack, it's a 4-1 win against Hebburn Town this afternoon, seeing us through to the third qualifying round of the FA Cup. How do you reflect on this afternoon's performance?
Yeah, very pleased. First and foremost, that the main objective was to get into the next um, qualifier. Um, so that was good, and obviously financially, it helps the football club. So we're really pleased as that as a management and a team. Pleased that we scored 4 goals. And I think at times we play some really good football. And when we move the ball quickly, sometimes teams can't get near us, and and it's just each step of the way we try to drill that into the lads, keep doing that, and you can see each week now, and it's really positive to see. Obviously, there's loads of work we can things we need to work on, but that's like with any team. But like I say, it's a new team, and I'm just really pleased that we won the game today, and against a tough opposition. We've got to give them respect. Mark, the manager, he drove all the way up to their game on Tuesday. Took him 3.5 hours, so we give them so much respect, and and they played well at times, and I just think we got too much for them when we did move the ball quickly, and I think we scored some really good goals. So yeah, very pleased and all, and yeah, and that's 3 unbeaten now. So loads of positives to take into that.
And obviously, you got off to a quick start with Tony Weston's penalty. Obviously, you've not perhaps scored as many goals in the first half as you'd have liked. How nice is it, obviously, to get a goal within the first couple of minutes of any game?
Yeah, obviously it's great to score any time, but especially when you're in the FA Cup and you're playing a lower league who what could be a tricky game, and I think it settled the nerves. And yeah, and we don't get that much luck sometimes, and I think we got luck with the penalty, which was a penalty. Tony scored it, put that away nicely, and then obviously the Spid one where it did go over the line. So, like I say, we had a little bit of luck today regarding that. So yeah, pleased to score, and like I say, pleased to score 4 goals. It was really good to see, and especially with Tony, we have brought him in to replace Stefan, and Stefan was outstanding last year. Scored, I think it was 20 goals. So Tony scored last week, and he scored another 2 today. So and he's getting better, so it's good to see. So yeah, very pleased for him.
And obviously, we know the second goal, he had to endure a little bit of pain before obviously he had to go off. Is there any update on him? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's fine. He was just cautious. Obviously, he had to make sure that went in, and he took that very well with a great ball from Jimmy. But yeah, he clattered against the pole, so he didn't want to take any risk there. But he's completely fine. Yeah.
And obviously, Spid popping up with 2 goals, 2 quite stunning goals. How did you see those goals?
Well, he's a great player and great two great goals. But we've missed him. He's a massive part of this team, and he's very well thought of at this football club. And you've shown it. I mentioned it in my other interview last week that Jimmy weren't here for 5 games. We've had no Spid for 2 weeks, but we've got on with it. And he just shown today. He settled things down in that holding midfield role, and and he deserved to get man of the match today because it just showed his quality and 2 great goals. I'm sure he'll be mentioning that this week at training.
And obviously, like you said, showing Hebburn a lot of respect, obviously before the game and stuff. How important is it in these type of cup games that you don't take your foot off the gas too early, and you can find yourself on the back foot?
Well, we've done it in the past. We've done really well over the last 3 or 4 years in the FA Cup. Wimbledon. We were leading there. Obviously Cambridge, we forced them to a replay, lost on penalties. So it's just a prime example that just because you're playing league below or league below that, it doesn't matter. They're going to look at our foot. They're at home. They're going to look at the pitch. They're going to think they're going to fancy it. They've got nothing to lose, and the pressure's on us. So you've got to do more work. To be fair, and obviously when we play tougher opposition or higher opposition, we up our game. So, like you say, we'll give everyone respect who we play, and especially people in the FA Cup who are league below us. So, yeah, and commiserations to Hebburn, and I wish them luck in the season.
And obviously, the last few seasons, the club have been breaking records, getting through to the first round proper. Is there a sort of belief and an aim maybe to try and get to the first round proper again this year, or maybe try go one step further, or is it just take it game by game?
Of course, obviously, it's like you say, it's massive financially for a football club, and obviously, it's great memories for us as a management and some of the young players who we've got now. And it might be a highlight of the career going into the first round playing a Football League club and doing well. So yeah, like I say, each game at a time, but and we full concentration to South Shields now, but we will look forward to the draw, see who we get, and hopefully we can get in that first round.
And obviously you managed to, obviously with it being a cup game as well, you managed to bring some of the youngsters on, Harry, Oliver Phobie and Ben Connolly as well. How nice is it to get some of them some minutes on the pitch as well?
Yeah, great point. I was just going to mention that. It's great to see, you know, Harry's been with the football club for, you know, since he was a young lad, and obviously come up and down through the ranks, and the lads are just congratulating him there in the changing room, because that's he's played the first competitive football game for Curzon Ashton in the FA Cup. You know, and he's a young lad. You know, he's only 17, and then same goes to Ben as well. So we're doing something right as a football club. You know, we give young lads a chance and make it continue, and obviously bring back down to earth now. They're playing in the FA Youth Cup on Wednesday, which we will be going watching them, and we wish the youth team all the best for that. And that's what we're about. We're a big family club, and we give young lads opportunities when we can. And like I say, credit to them. They've trained really well, and they deserve the chance to get on the football pitch today. So well done.
And finally, we're back at home next Saturday against South Shields, another really tough game. How are you feeling heading into that one?
Excited. Obviously, they've started really well. They've always been a great football club. Obviously, they've got new managers now who are doing really well, who are good managers. And, you know, but we're at home, so you know, we always do well against them as well. So we'll treasure the task, and we will do well, and we'll have a game plan of how to compete against them. 4 week of training, hopefully we'll have a couple more bodies back as well, which is really good to see. So yeah, 4 week of training, work on South Shields, and yeah, let's look forward to it.
Cheers, Jack. Thank you.